Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to present some remarks, and then I'll follow up briefly with some remarks in Spanish, and then we'll continue with the program. But good afternoon, and thank you for being here. I'm Ed Gonzalez, the Harris County Sheriff. Today, the Harris County Sheriff's Office, in close partnership with the FBI, the DEA, Houston Division, and the U.S. Marshal Service and the Texas Department of Public Safety, is announcing the results of a major multi-agency warrants roundup targeting violent fugitives across our region. These operations require planning, intelligence, teamwork, and trust. Over the past several days, our agencies joined forces to track down and arrest people wanted for sexual assault, crimes against children, aggravated robbery, and other violent felonies. In total, during this operation, there were 80 arrests and 103 warrants cleared. 96 of these warrants were for felony charges and 53 were for crimes against children. These outcomes reflect our joint commitment to protecting victims and holding violent offenders accountable. Just as important, we know this work will stop these suspects from inflicting more harm on our neighbors, friends, and families. When warrants are issued for these violent crimes, every day the target remains free is another day for them to hurt someone. We can't let that happen. One of the most significant arrests made through this initiative involves Joshua Aaron Gomez, and his case demonstrates exactly why operations like this are critical to community safety. The Harris County Sheriff's Office Adult Special Crimes Unit, along with multiple agencies across Texas, has been investigating Gomez for alleged pattern of sexual assaults, indecent exposures, and coercive, manipulative conduct dating back to 2019. Gomez, who is 43, has been linked to three sexual assault victims and multiple additional complaints of misdemeanor sexual offenses across several Texas counties. The known allegations span 2019 through 2025, showing a repeated and escalating pattern of predatory behavior. Although his chiropractic license was stripped in 2019 for inappropriate procedures on women, Gomez continued presenting himself as a licensed medical professional targeting women suffering from pregnancy complications, car crashes, or other injuries. Under the guise of treatment, he used that position of trust to assault them. To date, 13 women have come forward, and multiple felony sexual assault charges have been filed, one in Hidalgo County in the Rio Grande Valley, and two here in Harris County, with more under investigation. During this operation, our detectives served a warrant for an assault committed in 2019. The Violent Persons Warrant Task Force located Gomez at his home in Katy and safely took him into custody. Because of the volume of allegations, the pattern of conduct, and the escalation over time, we believe there may be more survivors who have not yet come forward. Some may not recognize that what happened to them was criminal because Gomez exploited his position to prey on them. This case is a stark reminder of why coordinated operations matter. We're not just clearing warrants. We are protecting survivors. We are interrupting cycles of violence, and we are making sure those who harm others cannot continue doing so. I want to thank every agency that's represented here today for their commitment and cooperation. When we pool intelligence, share resources, and work as one team, we are far more effective at bringing more violent fugitives into custody. To our detectives, Detective Seaton is here, our task force members, and every deputy involved, thank you for your professionalism and your relentless dedication. And to every survivor who has come forward or may still find the strength to do so, we believe in you, and we are here for you. Today's results send a clear message. If you commit violent crimes in Harris County, we are coming for you. Thank you. Now I'll say briefly in Spanish. Buenas tardes y gracias por estar aquí. Hoy nuestra agencia, junto con el FBI, la DEA de Houston y los alguaciles federales, U.S. Marshals y el Departamento de Seguridad Pública de Texas, quiere compartir los resultados de una operación para buscar y arrestar a personas peligrosas que tenían órdenes de arresto. Estas operaciones necesitan mucha preparación, información, trabajo en equipo y confianza. En total, durante esta operación hubo 80 arrestos y se resolvieron 103 órdenes judiciales. De estas órdenes, 96 eran por cargos graves y 53 eran por delitos contra menores. Uno de los arrestos más importantes es el de Joshua Aaron Gomez, y su caso muestra por qué estas operaciones son tan importantes para la seguridad de la comunidad. La Unidad de Crímenes Especiales para Adultos.
All right, as you see there, this portion of the press conference there is in Spanish, but as he started off with, he did say he was going to make his initial remarks in English and then go to the Spanish portion to make sure that all who are in the room are able to understand a bit more about this operation. And so again, we got this notice there from Harris County, reaching out to let us know that they were announcing the results of this multi-agency warrants roundup that targets violent offenders. They're working with the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Drug Enforcement Administration, as well as the Houston Division of the U.S. Marshal Service and the Texas Department of Public Safety. But ultimately, what was sent out is that the Harris County Sheriff's Office, alongside those federal and state partners, are talking about the results of that multi-agency warrants roundup targeting violent fugitives. The initiative focused on individuals who were wanted for aggravated robbery, sexual assault, crimes against children, and other violent felony offenses. This coordinated effort, they said, did aim to remove dangerous individuals from the community and highlight the ongoing collaboration between the Harris County Sheriff's Office and its law enforcement partners to protect victims and ultimately strengthen public safety. He made the announcement there at the beginning, saying that ultimately 80 arrests were made in this case. Let's continue to listen in.
My name is Kyle Matheson. It's K-Y-L-E-M-A-T-H-E-S-O-N, and I'm the Southeast Region Chief with the Texas Department of Public Safety. On Monday, November 17th, which was last Monday, DPS Criminal Investigations Division Special Agents, along with the members of the Harris County Sheriff's Office Violent Criminal Apprehension Team, also known as VCAT, were assigned a warrant pertaining to Roberto Vasquez for the continuous sexual abuse of a young child. Vasquez is accused of repeatedly sexually assaulting a young girl, which began when the victim was 9 years old. Investigators were able to track Vasquez to a trailer home in Cloverleaf area of eastern Harris County and later observed a vehicle registering him driving near the residence. Texas Highway Patrol units initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle and confirmed that Vasquez was not the driver. However, investigating officers were able to get Vasquez to come to the scene. Vasquez arrived shortly thereafter and was taken into custody for the warrant, and he is currently still in Harris County Jail for a $100,000 bond. I want to thank all of our law enforcement agencies here today for our continued collaboration, and a special thanks to all the men and women, the boots on the ground, that really made this operation successful. Thank you.
All right, as you see, they're continuing to listen in. We're going to slide away for a quick 2-minute commercial break and continue on with these comments after that. Thanks for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. Let's continue to listen into this presser that came to us out of Harris County there in Texas, talking about a warrant roundup.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Howdy, everyone. My name is Josh Wright. That's W-R-I-G-H-T, and I'm the Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal for the Southern District of the great state of Texas. And I do want to say that our task force, the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Task Force, was established here in South Texas, and particularly in Harris County in 1993. And since then, we have developed phenomenal partnerships with Harris County Sheriff and all the agencies represented here. And without their support, arrests like this may not be possible. So this case that I'll cover is Wilfred Sequarius. Wilfred Sequarius was previously employed by the Klein ISD as a second grade teacher at Epps Island Elementary School. He was also employed by Houston ISD as a first grade and third grade teacher at Northline Elementary School, where he was also a soccer coach. Between 2014 to 2019, Sequarius sexually assaulted and physically assaulted at least 7 male and female children between the ages of 7 and 10. His preferred method of operation was to find moments when he was alone in the classroom with them, and he'd take the child in the classroom closet and sexually assault him or her in various manners, threatening to harm the child if that said child ever told anyone. The victim came forward in 2019, and public knowledge of this conduct resulted. Sequarius was arrested in 2020 and again in 2021. He was released on bond both times. When a subsequent charge was filed in 2023, Sequarius appeared to have fled the country. The U.S. Marshals Gulf Coast Violent Offenders and Fugitive Task Force was able to locate Sequarius in his native country of Peru. We organized the extradition and gained cooperation from the Peruvian government. Sequarius landed at the George Bush Intercontinental Airport on November 20th and was taken into custody by Deputy U.S. Marshals, then later booked into the Harris County Jail. On behalf of the United States Marshal Service, I'd like to especially thank both the Peruvian authorities that went above and beyond to assist with the apprehension of Sequarius, as well as the Department of Justice Office of International Affairs for their hard work, and everyone up here. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Assistant Special Agent in Charge, James Ryan Whalen with FBI Houston.
Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Whalen, W-H-A-L-E-N, and I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of FBI Houston's Violent Crime Branch. I'd like to thank Sheriff Gonzalez for organizing this press conference and for his outstanding relationship that exists between FBI Houston, the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and all law enforcement agencies represented here today. As you've heard this afternoon, the criminals targeted in this Harris County-led operation are some of the most violent and disturbing individuals within our community. FBI Houston was honored to assist our local, state, and federal partners with this intelligence-driven insights, tactical support, and investigative assistance to make sure these alleged criminals were identified, arrested, and no longer posed a threat to the children and hardworking members of our Texas community. But an operation of this size and scope doesn't happen without close-knit partnerships between law enforcement agencies. These partnerships are absolutely critical to combating the complex and global crimes that no one agency can tackle alone. Unlike the TV shows and movies, the real FBI wants and frankly needs close and continuously partnerships to effectively protect both our neighborhoods and our nation. Make no mistake, the conclusion of this operation is not the end of our fight against child predators and violent offenders. FBI Houston will continue to support our partners as they protect the most vulnerable in our community. I want to thank you again, Sheriff Gonzalez, for hosting us today and for your valued ongoing partnership with FBI Houston.
Now we'll hear from Deputy Special Agent in Charge, Brian Liardo, Houston DEA.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Liardo. I'm the Deputy Special Agent in Charge for the Drug Enforcement Administration, Houston Field Division. That is L-E-A-R-D-O. I'd like to begin by thanking the Harris County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Gonzalez, for his leadership in this important operation. I'd also like to thank our partners here, our law enforcement partners that we have such a tremendous relationship with. The DEA, the top operational priority for the Drug Enforcement Administration, is protecting Americans and saving lives. When they think about the Drug Enforcement Administration, you think about narcotics investigations. But that also includes drug-related violence, right? And that's what we see. We see a direct correlation between drugs, guns, and violence. Where one exists, they all exist. So for this operation, we provided manpower in the form of special agents, task force officers, and intelligence research specialists that exploited intelligence, that assisted with the location and apprehension of violent felons throughout the Houston metropolitan area. DEA wants the message to be out there that we will stand shoulder to shoulder with our law enforcement partners when it comes to violence, specifically drug-related violence in the Houston metropolitan area, to make our community safer. I'd like to thank the sheriff again for his involvement in including DEA in this operation.
Thank you very much. We have other individuals that are up here as well. We have Chief Robert Jackson with HCSO, Major Ben Katrib, also with the HCSO, Captain Eric Baden, HCSO, Lieutenant Brooks Collier, HCSO, Lieutenant John Klafka, HCSO, Lieutenant Matt Murphy, HCSO, Detective Amy Seaton, HCSO, and Sergeant Black as well. That's up here. I don't know if I missed anybody, but as you heard, very impactful operation. Somebody mentioned it, but really want to thank those men and women, the analysts, and everybody that really is out there, boots on the ground, that really did the heavy lifting. You know, it's important work, it's dangerous work, and we remove some very serious and really dangerous individuals, very disturbing cases that you heard a few synopses. So just excellent work by everybody up here. And it's not just a one-time thing, it's a continuous effort. Only we're highlighting just a few, but we're always working together, and we're going to continue to do so. Any questions?
Regarding Joshua Gomez, I know you mentioned that there's at least 13 women that have come forward. Have y'all been getting a lot of tips about this, you know, since his arrest? And do you know how many tips you think that you've received?
I'll have Detective Seaton talk about that, but yeah, very disturbing case. We do believe there's more, and we ask that the public please come forward. We believe their information. We don't want them to be fearful. We understand, but we want to make sure that we're very thorough and leave no stone unturned, and that all survivors get a chance to share their story. Detective,
Thank you, Sheriff.
introduce yourself.
I'm Detective Amy Seaton with the Harris County Sheriff's Office. I'm with Adult Special Crimes Unit. As far as tips and ongoing parts of the investigation, I cannot comment to that because there are still aspects of the investigation that we cannot speak about. But we do believe, because of the span of time and the predatory behavior that has escalated over that time, that it would be reasonable and logical to believe that there are other victims out there. So we do ask that you come forward and speak with us, allow us to investigate your allegations and to determine whether there was a crime committed or not. Thank you.
Any other questions?
A lot of these victims, I mean, it deals with child sexual assault and, women being assaulted. If there's people out there that are scared to come forward, what would you say to them?
Yeah, we understand it's a very traumatic experience, and we understand that they may be fearful at times. Maybe there's concern about, follow-up on cases and what have you. But again, we're here today because we want to send a strong message that we're going to go after these predators, very disturbing cases that you heard, and there's even more. And so we take it very serious. And so we ask them to please come forward and to give us a chance to investigate and let us put these individuals behind bars where they belong so that there's not any further victims out there. All right. Okay, thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.